Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum TTRPG podcast. My name is Trey.
I'm Rungren.
And we got some stuff to talk about tonight. Dark sent me a whole list of Ghibli related stuff, but none of it was projects that I could talk about that weren't projects we already talked about.
Okay.
So, just saying, Dark,
Yeah. Get some new ones. Come up with some new material. Well, there was I can think of two of them right off the bat.
Mm.
I know one of them did really well.
Yeah, the Obojima did really well.
Yeah. That, I imagine there was quite a bit more. Quite a bit more.
Like a list of 8. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of cool. The stuff Dark recommended was like all cool Ghibli inspired stuff.
Yeah.
But none of them were ongoing campaigns. So.
All right. Well.
But fine. That means, since we also don't have any news really to talk about, other than, hey, the Pathfinder 2e books are coming out this next month.
Mm.
Originally, I thought they were coming out at the end of this month. They're not. They're coming out November 15th.
I thought it was the 8th.
I thought it was too.
Coming out on the 8th. I don't know.
Must be. But that means that it's time for everybody's favorite segment, which is when the main part of the show where we give control over to Runger and he tells us some cool stories.
We picked mythology from Chile.
Mm-hmm.
Last time we're going to look into that. We may still go back to Tongan. That's going to a little bit of a refresher on the Polynesian. I'm sure there's stuff that's just Tongan, but
yeah, I'm sure
the Polynesians. And even with Chile, you've got different groups you can kind of pick from. Just for example, I'm used to my camera being right here.
Yeah.
Just for example, the different tribes you have, throughout Chile, the Atacameños, the Aymara, the Chango, the Chono, the Kola, the Diagata, the Kawashkar, the Mapuche, that's who we'll be talking about today. We'll be doing Mapuche mythology, Quicha, Rapa Nui, which that counts under Chilean mythology, but a lot of people you may know Rapa Nui from another name for Easter Island.
Okay.
Which is way off the coast.
That's cool.
Of Chile, but directly off there. The Selknam, the Tehuelche, and the Yamana. Those are just all different tribes through that. We're gonna concentrate on the Mapuche today.
Okay.
That are in central to south Chile. And what often when you're talking about tribes and stuff, I know we say Chile. Chile is a national country, so own government, blah blah blah. Sometimes the tribes are actually going to go over what would be considered a national border, but we're going to stick mostly in Chile.
Okay.
But yeah, if you've ever looked on a map south of Santiago down to Puerto Montt, they cover quite a bit of area of southern Chile.
Okay.
Now this is the Mapuche, are the largest indigenous group in Chile. They're kind of divided up over some bones. When the Spanish came, they were one of the biggest forces they had to contend with in South America at this far south. They just they have a big, even with the Spanish coming, the conquistadors, the resettling, the making of nation states, through this and stuff. They still have a big kind of influence. A lot of their beliefs and stuff can be seen as Chilean, but they're really just from Mapuche. And there's probably, like a lot of mythology do, there's probably a couple things that may talk about tonight or bring up that you're like, yeah, I've actually heard of it, or I've heard something like that.
Right.
On that. So I've got some, no, I don't need that. I think I've got everything off that. Double check my stuff. Yeah. I'm not worried about that right now. All right. So that's kind of a little introduction to who we're talking about tonight. I'm going to give you an overview and then some stories from the Mapuche people in Chile.
Okay.
Okay. And once again, I'm going to do my best with pronunciations, but I have a stupid American tongue that sometimes doesn't articulate words that are foreign to this area very well. Well, I'll give it a shot though. So they do have kind of like a pantheon. That there's multiple gods through it, and the big one is Naginachin.
Okay.
And this is supreme god associated with heaven, associated with the sun, and what they call the upper world. And I'll talk about that a little bit. But seeing a powerful, benevolent being keeps order in the universe.
Okay.
Is the supreme god. Yes, Chile. This is down in Chile, the southern part of Chile, South America. The second god I'm going to talk about is Antu, Antu.
Okay.
And this is sun goddess.
Nice.
Beautiful woman. That's depicted as beautiful woman, bringing light and warmth to the world. I don't know, not necessarily over agriculture and life, but it's necessary, as the sun is.
Yeah,
for agriculture and life, but kind of with that. Now we've got, let me tell you about Mapu. A couple of these are going to. Mapu is the earth and what's known as the lower world. The deity name of Mapu, and that deity is responsible for the natural world. That's including mountains, forests, bodies of water. So Mapu is the world and the god of the world, if that makes sense.
Okay. The
god of earth. So you get, Mapu gives you, provides the resources you need to live and provides, if you have abundant food, it's because of Mapu. And you tell him might be kind of close to this one, even though it's not their high god, because they were called the Mapuche.
That was going to be my question.
Yeah.
Is that people of Mapu, I would assume?
I don't know if that's exactly how it comes out. I'll go into their creation and everything, and maybe I'll clear up here.
Okay.
In a little bit. We got Wenyufoye, and this is god of the rain and clouds. Shango, Thor, right?
Right.
I guess a bit going, but
I'm not finding a lot of art so far.
Probably not. Like when I was going through it, like a lot of this was like wrapped up into like one thing.
Yeah.
Like there was a guy I was telling you about earlier. There was a guy I was talking about who's an actual Mapuche warrior, and I've seen people call him Aztec.
Of course.
And it's just, well, no, that was further north, and there's more than just, there's not just one tribe anywhere.
Right.
Or wherever you go, whatever land you pick, what national border you pick today, there was probably more than one type of people, living there. Unless you just divide people up as white, black, brown, and yellow.
Right.
And then they're all the same, which is kind of a really shallow way to divide people up. So whatever.
There's a lot more to learn.
Yeah. Palan. These are the ancestral spirits.
Thanks for the bits, Dragon Player.
Heck yeah. Palan, ancestral spirits of the Mapuche mythology. These are your deceased ancestors, and they can provide protection, guidance, blessing. Oh, yet again, we see in a mythologist that there's been a few of them where it's like, no, you respect the ancestors.
Yeah.
Some of them it's like, no, the ancestors are running everything. Some of them are just like, these are your aides or whatever, but these will help you out.
Yeah.
Do that. The Wekafu. Witches.
Oh, okay.
Malevolent spirits or witches. Always.
There's all of these.
Good, aren't good. Wekafu. They strictly use dark magic, and they bring harm to people. If you get sick, your house, gets hit by, gets flooded or whatever, that's good chance that a Wukife did it.
I got you. There's a lot of art of these.
Yeah. Well, I imagine until you get down through, you know, even through that, like witches seem to be a big thing throughout like Latin.
Yeah.
Right. Like we've probably everybody heard the word bruja.
Yeah.
Right. You know, makes wish. Tren Vilu and Kakai Vilu.
Okay.
And these are twin sea deities. Yeah, something like that. Twin sea deities representing the force of good and evil in the ocean. Kind of a yin-yang type situation in a weird way, right? Tren Vilu is the good sea goddess. Bountiful fishing, safe voyages. Kai Vilu is the malevolent sea goddess. Bad storms, terrible conditions at sea, things like that. A nice, calm, flat sea can be just as devastating as a good storm.
Yeah.
Unless the storm's going to push you. That's Dead Sea, you're not going anywhere. You're going to sit there and die.
Just a real quick call out here. There is homebrew that makes these with a full stat sheet for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons.
Really?
So
that's pretty awesome.
If you're looking to run them, you can just take the stats straight from there.
That's pretty awesome. I like that.
There's some good art of these, too.
Yeah. Hoping a few of them would show up. El Cuero. You might hear, you know, they might have a little bit of the Spanish influence in the name there. El Cuero.
Right.
Mythical creature associated with bodies of waters, rivers, and lakes. This is fresh water.
Okay.
Often described as a large aquatic monster with leather-like skin, is known to be dangerous to those who encounter it. So, like, the Chilean Nessie. No, this is not a cowboy. It's not vaqueros.
There is art of this thing, too, and it's horrifying.
Yeah. I'm sure there's people who have tried to guess which dinosaur El Cuero is, you know.
A lot of the art makes it look like a slug.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. You don't want to run into it, okay? That's the point.
Some of it has it like a manta with cow print skin.
Okay.
But for all I know, that's just other places' versions of it, you know?
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. All the tribes I gave at the beginning of this, you know, some of these kind of have some of the same myths with a different name or slightly told differently. In fact, some of the stories I'm going to tell, if you went to the Mapuche people and you went to this family, they may have a detail or two in the story.
Yeah.
That if you went to this family over here, they would say it just a little bit differently.
Yeah.
You know, they won't give you a completely different story, but there's going to be something in there that might be a little differently.
Yeah.
Through it.
If you're asking us which ones are our favorite, I probably got to go with, if we don't count the one that I believe in, which is Jesus, then we got to count Ra-Harakti as my favorite. I like Ra-Harakti a lot.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know. I really don't know what I would say if I have a favorite.
There's a lot of good ones.
There is. I think Sebna is really interesting. I like her a lot.
Yeah.
From the Inuit.
Yeah.
To that. Where was I? Hold on, wait.
El Cuero.
Okay, the Kalku. Kalku, malevolent. These are sorcerers or witches. Malevolent sorcerer witches. Practicing dark magic and capable of causing the harm to others through their supernatural powers.
Okay. Well, there's some art of them too.
Yeah. I wonder if that kind of falls under the same thing as the ones earlier.
They could. There is art of this Kalku that makes it look like the Enchantress from Marvel.
Okay. Mia Lobo. Mia Lobo, a sea god. I think this is a deep sea god that comes up. That thing depicted as a sea lion. Okay. Or a human sea lion hybrid.
Oh, nice.
And it's well, you had the twin gods earlier were over like whether the ocean is destructive or calm.
Right.
Milolobo is the marine life
Okay.
of that. And he does protect fishermen and the catch
Nice.
from that. Okay.
Some good art to him too.
Nice. Peripion, or Peripilon, god of fertility and abundance, is often invoked in agricultural rituals to ensure successful harvests, well-being crops, and the well-being of crops. You know, agriculture, if that's one of the only ways you get to eat, that becomes an important part of the civilization.
Yeah.
And yeah, that it needs its own rituals and things like that.
I don't know if this is correct or not, but there is only one piece of art that I've found of this one.
Okay.
And it's a DeviantArt piece where it is a flaming god with like lava skin,
Yeah,
which I guess could be agriculture still, fertility and abundance, but
possibly.
just surprised me. I didn't expect that.
Well, in a lot, there's a couple of mythologies out there, a few where they have a fertility god. So much.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of times it's a goddess.
Flame giant. Yeah.
And even sometimes the goddess is the goddess over like birth is almost given like a what do they call it? Not wet nurse, but helps deliver the baby.
A midwife.
Midwife.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of the word was out of my head. Almost about like midwife kind of ideals.
I got you.
One of my favorite names on this list, El Chonchon,
Nice.
has a upper body of a human, the lower body of a bird.
Okay.
It can fly silently. It is not friendly. It's not people friendly. You don't want to see one. You definitely don't want to run into one. You don't even want to see one. Harm can come your way if you've seen one.
These things are terrifying. There's a lot of art of these.
Yeah. It's a pretty good, freaky, bad omen monster.
Also, like a lot of cultures we covered have human bird hybrids.
Yeah, they do.
That seems to be a staple.
Quite a few, especially that the description we get the most is like the female head or upper torso.
Yeah.
On the bird.
Mm-hmm.
Going through that. Puma, Pewma, Puma. This is your soul.
Oh, okay.
Mapuche concept of the soul, believed to exist beyond physical death. You're eternal. It's your ancestors are Puma, right? Stays in the afterlife once you've passed off from him. The Puma.
We do have a flood advisory that's just come through for us. So if the power goes out,
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
dream dies. Yeah. Hey, Will.
It might happen. Hello, Will. Glad you're here. Puchin.
Okay.
I don't know. It says it's a serpent-like creature with the power to shapeshift into different forms, including that of a bird.
Oh.
It does cast evil magic, but it also is venomous, has a venomous bite.
Okay. That's pretty handy for a serpent to be able to turn into a bird.
Yeah, I would think so.
There's some art of this thing, too. Looks pretty cool. Kind of looks like Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah. It's kind of got the, that aspect to it. El Invonche?
We're so wide, says Will.
What? Yes, right. I know. Yeah, we had a camera go out. We're working off one camera today. Mm-hmm. Hopefully we'll have it fixed by Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. El Invonche. Now, I don't know what you're going to get with this because it doesn't have like a... It's intentionally deformed through dark magic.
Oh, okay.
The creature was created through dark magic. It is dark magic. It's deformed, but it guards hidden treasures, sacred places. And usually when it's done in artworks, like the grossest thing type thing, the artist can draw.
Yep. Some of them here have like a leg that's wrapped around their head. Some of them have the head twisted around backwards.
Yeah. So kind of a weird thing where you see it, you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want that treasure.
No.
You know,
This thing seems to be kind of popular on the internet, though. There's a lot of art of it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that in the writing that there was just a. It's almost like Lovecraft, right?
Yeah.
I can't give you the exact descriptions.
Right.
There's no way to do that. Just know if you see it, it will warp your mind.
Yeah.
You cannot comprehend it. The Chamalu. This creature lives in caves and forests, and not much of a description for it, but it's responsible for causing confusion and disorientation among those who encounter it.
Okay.
So it can cause you to get, lost in the forest.
Makes sense.
Lost in the mountain passes.
So that's what's going on in the national forest.
Look, missing 401 cases or something else entirely. I don't know. Somebody else's energy.
Right.
That. Is it Nightbot?
Oh, Waverly, that was a great suggestion.
Okay.
Oh man, I can't trust it right now. It says ad starts in 12 hours. And our current stream has been going for, I think it's counting down for some reason.
Okay. Well, apparently we've got a time limit.
It says we've been going for 41,354, 53.
Okay.
Well,
But we're going to keep moving forward. Minche Mapu. This is the underworld.
okay.
It's a realm where the spirits of the deceased reside, and it's distinct from the upper world, Antu, and the earth, Mapu. So this is earth, under earth, Minche Mapu.
So it's...
You got Antu's your heavens. Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you going
It's
for?
the hollow earth. There's
I- well,
the earth within the earth.
Kind of, but the way they describe is a little bit different. But it's the under earth. I don't know how, like, I don't know if it lines up with Agartha or not, because it seems as like a dark, like Hollow Earth. That usually seems like, no, that's a place of enlightenment.
Yeah.
And with this one, it's like, no, this is a place for the dead.
I'm glad you knew I was bringing up Agartha, though.
Yeah.
You know me so well.
I don't know Astolfo.
Dragonflare brought up Astolfo earlier.
Oh, okay. Palway. This is a rainbow.
Apparently now we have an ad in progress.
Okay.
12 hours came quick.
Sure did.
Got 45 seconds left, supposedly, but I feel like we got a bunch of people that just aren't seeing the ad, because that's what Waverly was saying the other day. So
Yeah. I don't think it knows what it's doing.
it's a mess.
I don't think it can. You can't sync up all this. It just doesn't work. Palway, Mapuche word for the rainbow. In Mapuche mythology, the rainbow is sometimes seen as a bridge that connects earthly realm to the heavens.
Oh, Bifrost.
Yeah, so it's kind of, saw a name in chat. So cool. So the Bifrost in a weird way. It doesn't travel. I think you walk the bridge.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think sometimes in Norse you don't get pulled along the bridge. You have to walk it too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Tren.
Okay.
Tren. This is your land and agriculture deity. So you have a fertile soil.
Okay.
Fertile soil for crop cultivation. 1010 Vilu is a water goddess. She's not the goddess of water, but she is a water goddess. So maybe more like a water nymph
Okay.
in that way. But she does, she controls the power of the flow of water. And she can be benevolent or she can be capricious.
I got you.
You know?
So is Vilu water or sea, maybe? Because the other ones
Possibly.
were Vilu as well.
I do not speak Mapuche.
Right. That's fair. Transcended.
Them!
They're working again tonight.
You heard that one. Random. All right. Turn Tintin Vilu. Choppy. Choppy, CHAWPI.
Okay.
Deity of the dawn. So you do your morning rituals.
Oh, okay.
Choppy's there to welcome the first light of day and to seek its blessing. So like Choppy seems like an intercessor between, you talk to Choppy for, to get good stuff, and then maybe he passes it up to Antu.
Yeah.
The goddess of the sun,
That makes sense.
Back down to where I was. Then Choppy, there we go. Okay. Wekofes Mapu.
All right.
These are malevolent earth spirits. Sometimes you can translate as goblins. Goblins. They cause harm to land and its resources. They are responsible if the soil won't grow. If your soil is infertile, or you lose a crop, somebody sent the Wekofes Mapu for you. Wekofes.
Okay.
All right, wait. I talked about...
Art on them is just bringing up the same Wekafe from before.
Okay. Okay, I already talked about Gagai. Wei Chung, a supernatural creature that can change its shape and often takes the form of an owl.
Oh.
And this is like the Riverman of Styx. The owl takes the soul to the afterlife.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Now this kind of Mapu tofu, not tofu. The god of bland food. That's something different. Kai Huan. This is a mythical tree, and this is a tree that connects the upper world, the earth, the underworld, kind of like in North Yggdrasil from Norse.
Yeah.
That connects all the realms with the underworld underneath, but this is just the upper world, the heavens, the earth itself, and the underworld.
Or like the baobab tree.
Kind of, yeah. Baobab tree was definitely a thing. Well, I don't know that I couldn't find.
Because it didn't connect everything else, I guess.
Yeah, but there is an actual baobab tree that like the Kikuyu will point to and said, "Yeah, we come from."
Yeah.
That's a tree that the daughters were born out of.
Right.
Of Kikuyu and all that. So I don't know if Kahuyan is like, hey, it's this type of tree. It's just this tree, really big, holding everything together.
Right.
So it may be. Or if it's just generic. This one should be fun. La Fiora.
Okay.
Female demon-like creature with an ugly and grotesque appearance, but she is associated with seduction, and she leads men astray with her charms. Sound like a succubus.
Yeah.
Right?
The name made me think of the Furies, but yeah, it sounds way more like a succubus.
Yeah.
Art-wise, there's some.
Yeah?
Not a lot, but there is some.
Okay. Huenchula. This is an old female ancestral spirit who is invoked in the Mapuche ceremonies.
Okay.
For blessings. Blessings of fertility, blessings of well-being, things that deal with the family.
I gotcha.
Is what this ancestral spirit is called upon to. All right?
I don't think this is what it's supposed to look like, but the images that are coming up, because I think this is just supposed to be like a generic spirit, is a giant unicorn.
There's no unicorns here. Not that.
That's why it doesn't seem right to me. I think it might just be somebody later drawing one,
Yeah. Well, it's kind of strange because a lot of a lot of mythology is changed by who comes into their land. And it's easy to see, like this one, it's the Spanish.
Yeah,
blame the Spanish for all this. But that the direction of it is a lot of Spanish influence into that, which that's, in the 1600s, and throughout Europe, a unicorn was an actual creature.
Right.
Not really, but it was believed to be an actual creature.
Yeah.
Do that. So that might be some of the Spanish influence coming through.
Could be.
I don't know for sure.
The unicorns all went to Agartha.
Quinchula. Okay. Calcus Mapu. Malevolent evil spirits. These also are associated with land and are believed to cause harm to crops or livestock.
Okay.
There's rituals that call their names to keep them, to ward off their influence.
Nice.
And I don't know if it's one of those things where it's like, we know your true name and we'll use it to keep you away. Or if it's like, hey, we remember, so don't come, cut down, kill cows or cut down crops, please.
Yeah.
The Rehu, this is an actual sacred altar. They have a name for it.
Oh, okay.
And they'll have it adorned with lots of symbolic objects. The Rehu reminds me of like the Ark of the Covenant in the Old Testament, because this is where you go for the actual physical connection between the earth and the next realm.
Okay.
And in Old Testament, Hebrew mythology, they would go into the holiest of holies.
Yeah.
It's a little room in the back, and that's, one person was allowed in there, the high priest, and that's where they would commune with God. Do that. And the Rishu's not, obviously it's different setup, it's kind of got the same utility.
Yeah. Very cool.
Nyamku. Nyamku is a spirit, is a forest spirit. Especially that protects and looks over the vegetation and the animal life that live in the forest.
Yeah.
And hunters will call upon Namku for a successful hunt.
Okay.
Hey, we need food. Please allow us to have something from your forest. One of your creatures, basically.
I got you.
This was a weird word. I don't know how to say this. Wintranalwi. Wintranalwi. Is also a spirit of the woods, but this spirit is known for guarding like the balance of the ecosystems.
Okay.
That is what the Wintranalwi does. Like the best thing in the world you could do is actually go to Chile and talk to a Mapuche shaman.
100%.
And just sit and listen for a while. But I'll do the best I can.
That's really interesting too, though, because I like the division. We don't see that in a lot of mythology, but we do see it in some. I like the division of, well, this is the one that's about the forest, and this is the one that's about the ecosystem.
Right. And this one, this one's here. This is the flowers or the plants and the animals. This one's over the whole thing. It's kind of like the water ones.
Yeah.
Like if the water's good, it's this goddess. The water's terrible, it's this goddess.
Yeah.
If you've got a good catch, it's this god over here. If you're on fresh water, and trying to catch something, it's this god. If you want to, if the flow of the water is not going good, you talk to this god.
Yeah.
It's got everything's got a job to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shankarana, which Karana was a zone. There's two zones, North and South Karana and EverQuest.
Oh, okay.
Chankarana. But Chankarana is a mystical bird.
Oh, nice.
A messenger.
Birds.
Messenger between human and spiritual realms. You see one, that's an omen or a warning, right? There's something in the message of what it's doing when you see it or something like that.
Yeah.
Cod. Little spotted wildcat.
Oh, boy.
Believed to be guardian of the forest and associated with protecting the environment. But you don't mess with the little. I can't remember. There is a small cat down there.
Yes. It's still called the cod.
There.
It's so cute.
Yeah, it's a tiny. Yeah, I don't think it's the smallest cat in the world, but I think it's like this big.
Yeah.
Like that big. Big in my face.
It is adorable. Although it kind of looks menacing.
Right. But that's an actual creature, but that they see as having, you know, it has a job given to them by the gods,
Right.
or spirit, protecting the forest. The last one I'll talk about is Mamul Mapu,
Okay.
and this term refers strictly to the earthly or terrestrial realm. It's the physical world.
Okay.
Mamul with the umlaut, Mapu, the physical world which humans lived, interact with nature. This is Mamul Mapu.
I got you.
Right, where we are now. Quite a few of them there.
Yeah, but good stuff.
Going over a lot of when we've done this enough, it's interesting to me. On one hand, you've got so much that's similar, right, from like around the world.
Yeah.
That they kind of fall in this weird, or there's something about them. It's like that really seems, you know, beyond just like, hey, they're covering the same things.
Yeah.
There's something about it. But then on the other hand, for each one, there's something so distinctly of that people's.
Yeah.
Right. And I like the creation story. I like creation story a lot. I'm about to go into it. Let me drink coffee.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I do really appreciate so far that it's just been like, yeah, this is their job. Because in some of them we get real deep on that, right? Mm-hmm. Like someone was like, hey, this is the job of male genitalia. You know, this is the god over that. Yeah. But here it's just like, yeah, no, this person's over this thing. Yeah. This person's over this thing. It's a lot, but it's not so many that it gets like super deep.
Right.
It's, yeah, you know, and these are the things to watch out for.
Right. Well, it's for what, you know, from our civilized perspective, it's kind of and a lot of these ones we've talked about, they're based out of a primitive existence. Yeah. You know, you've got food you worry about, you've got water, you got shelter, you need fire. Yeah. You know, and you mix those things together. You mix the fire and the food for cooking, you know, and things like that. You mix them together. It's real simple. There's not any extra stuff to watch about. And there's, like, as a people, it's like, okay, these are the people that hunt. Yeah. You know, these are the people that cook. And a lot of times those are divided up male, female, but not all the time. Yeah. You know, and there's these specific desires, and the gods they create seem to be the same way. Like, yeah, it's a very powerful god, except for the Naginachin. Yeah. Which is over everything, right? The supreme god. I do think it's really cool too, like the way they break it down. Yeah. And like they see each aspect of the world as something like that's his own individual thing. Yeah. You know? All right. I'll tell you the Mapuche creation legend. Story time with Uncle Rundgren. All right. So long ago, in the celestial realm of the Mapuche, there lived a supreme god named Naginachin. Now, Naginachin was a powerful and wise deity, and one night he had a dream of the universe and all that it could be. In this dream, he saw a cosmic egg, dun, 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 an embryonic universe filled with potential. I like that, embryonic universe. That's what I was saying. Okay. Nifty. Naginachin was moved by this dream, and he decided to bring his dream to life. With great care, he cracked open the cosmic egg. From it emerged the sun, casting its warm rays across the universe. The moon and stars twinkled in the night sky, guiding the way. The earth formed, mountains rose, and the forest grew lush and green. Rivers meandered, and creatures of all kinds found their place in this new world. Naginachin's creative hand did not stop there. Yes, as I am. Before you tuck in. But Naginachin's creative hand did not stop there. From the remnants of the cosmic eggs, he created the first human beings, the Mapuche people. They were given the honor of being caretakers of this newly formed world. Okay. Which is pretty standard. Yeah. Right. We're the first people here, and we're supposed to be caretakers of the world. Yeah. Naginachin bestowed upon the Mapuche a great responsibility. to maintain the balance of the world. They were to cherish the natural resources, the forests, the waters, and all living creatures. They were to live in harmony with the environment and honor the earth's bountiful gifts. The Mapuche people took this responsibility to heart. They learned the ways of the land, the forest, and the rivers. They understood that they were part of a greater whole, a world that was born from Naginachin's dream. In their connection with Naginachin, the Mapuche conducted rituals and ceremonies to keep this bond strong. They sought blessings, guidance, and protection from the celestial realm, believing that Naginachin watched over them. That was kind of their start. The cosmic eggs. Go ahead and close it.
Dragon Player.
All right. Once again, a cosmic egg shows up. That's happened to us a couple times.
Yeah. I was checking to see how old the Mapuche people were. I was checking to see if maybe that's the first time it's brought up.
No, they're not.
I don't think so.
No, as far as the scale of like the Aboriginals, they have one, but they go back way back.
Yeah.
Before the Mapuche people.
Thanks again for those bits too.
Heck yeah, that's good. Go back as fine as. I mean, look, it's an old culture.
Yeah.
But as far as like some of the cultures we talked about, it's not as old, not quite as old as some of the other ones.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me tell you about the moon now. All right? Tell you about the moon. Long ago, in the world of the Mapuche, the moon was radiant, full circle of light. It was a radiant full circle of light casting its gentle glow upon the land. But this was not always the case. In the days of old, the moon and the sun were very close, and their radiant love for each other was known to all. One day, a disagreement between the sun and the moon arose. It was a trivial matter, a dispute over a simple question. Who should be in the sky during the day, and who during the night? Their quarrel grew heated, and in their anger, they each claimed their right to the sky. Furious and stubborn, the sun and the moon refused to compromise. In their wrath, they asked Naginachin, the supreme god, to mediate their dispute. Naginachin, wise and all-knowing, listened to their pleas and considered a solution. He decided that the sun should rule the day and the moon the night. As he spoke these words, he took a celestial knife and carefully sliced the moon in half. From that moment on, the moon would have its time in the night sky, while the sun would grace the day with its warmth. The moon, now forever divided, mourned the loss of its fullness. It waned and waxed, changing its shape as it yearned to be whole again. But no matter how much it tried, the two halves of the moon could never reunite. And so, to this day, the moon wanes and waxes, a reminder of the quarrel between the sun and the moon and Naginachin's decision to bring balance to the world. The Mapuche people look up at the night sky and they see the moon's ever-changing face, a celestial reminder of a love once whole, now divided for eternity.
Wow. Okay, so was it one being that got split? Or was it two beings and the moon got cut in half anyway?
It sounds like the moon. Okay, well, you got the sun and the moon. That's two different beings, okay?
Yeah.
And the moon apparently is like, again, it's like obviously you're supposed to be at night. I'm going to cut you in half.
Right.
Cut it in half. So I think the way they see it, it's like half a circle. So as it turns, when it turns all the way and you have that one half circle, you have the full moon.
Yeah.
But when it's the flat side to you, that side's black, so it's a new moon.
So what happened to the other half?
I don't know. No, you'd have to ask Naginachin.
Wow.
To that.
It just seems, I don't know. I mean, it seems like it worked. It just seems a little harsh on the moon.
It does.
The sun didn't get cut in half.
Hey, maybe the moon didn't need the other half. I don't know.
Maybe if the moon had that other half, it'd be too bright.
Maybe so. Maybe so. That might be it. That might have been all it was to it.
It feels kind of like King Solomon threatening to cut the baby in half, and then he does it anyway.
Yeah. But this one actually goes through with it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, in the time when the world was young, there were a set of twins among the Mapuche people.
Okay.
Leftraru, and Milare.
Okay.
They were born to a Mapuche couple, and they were destined for greatness. From the moment of their birth, it was clear that they were special. Their eyes shone with a fierce determination, and their spirits burned with a fiery resolve. As they grew, the twins exhibited remarkable qualities. Leftraru possessed the strength of the mountains, and his courage was unmatched. Milare was clever, crafty as the fox, and possessed the wisdom of the ancient forest.
Okay.
Together, they were an unstoppable force. One day, a great darkness descended upon the Mapuche land. A monstrous serpent known as the Puchin terrorized the people. It had venomous fangs and could take the form of any creature it desired. The Mapuche were in despair, their lands desolated by the creature's rampage. Leftraru and Milare could not bear to see their people suffer. They knew they must confront the Puchin. Armed with courage, wisdom, and the blessing of Naginachin, the supreme god, they embarked on their quest. The twins journeyed through dense forests. They crossed treacherous rivers, faced numerous challenges, but they outsmarted the Puchin, who had tried to trick them by assuming different forms. But Milare's cleverness prevailed. In a final epic battle, Leftraru confronted the Puchin in its true monstrous form. The serpent struck with its venomous fury, but Leftraru's strength was unwavering. With a mighty blow, he vanquished the beast and brought peace to the land.
Nice.
The Mapuche people rejoiced and celebrated the hero twins' triumph. Leftraru and Milare became revered figures in the Mapuche culture. They are symbols of bravery, wisdom, and the enduring spirit of the people.
Nice.
So these are these are heroes held up.
Yeah.
From mythology.
I like how one of them is, it happens a lot in mythology, but one of them's the smart one of them's the strong one. You know?
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, it's like a good hero's tale through the thing. And any one of these we do, you can go so much more depth.
Oh, I'm sure.
Of the stories and things that happen and what symbols mean and stuff. It's amazing. I like this story. I had to bring this story up because we know the theft of fire story from Greek.
Yeah.
With Prometheus, which he gives the gift first, he gets taken back by Zeus, and then he steals it and gives it to people, which really that ends up with him on the mountain.
Yeah.
But this one's not exactly like that.
Okay.
But it still takes fire being stolen. Fire is something that was stolen. All right, so in the ancient days of Mapuche, fire was a precious gift bestowed by Naginachin, the supreme god. It provided warmth in cold nights, cooked their food, and illuminated their way in the darkness. Fire was sacred, and it was carefully guarded by Naginachin. See you later, Will. But the Mapuche people yearned for fire of their own. They knew the power and comfort it could bring to their lives. Among them was a clever and cunning fox who, despite the danger, hatched a daring plan to steal the fire from the celestial realm. The fox knew that the fire was kept in the highest of heavens, where Naginachin resided. With swift and silent movements, the fox crept past the celestial gardens and climbed up the celestial ladders to reach the divine fire. Carefully, the fox snatched a piece of the sacred fire, tucking it into its bushy tail. The celestial realm was bathed in a warm golden light, and the fox made its hasty retreat. As the fox descended back to the earthly realm, it was pursued by celestial beings and celestial dogs. The chase was fierce, but the cunning fox had outwitted them all. With a final leap, it reached the earth safely. The Mapuche people rejoiced at the sight of the stolen fire. They carefully tended to it, ensuring its warmth and light were shared among the community. The fire was a symbol of resilience and resourcefulness, and it brought great joy to the people. But Naginachin, the supreme god, saw what had happened. Instead of punishing the fox, though, Naginachin was moved by its cleverness and bravery. he decided that the Mapuche people were worthy of this sacred gift. And so he allowed the stolen fire to remain with them. And that is how the Mapuche people were blessed with the gift of fire. With that, which is its own sacred thing. They got it from a fox, okay?
Yeah. That's where Firefox comes from.
Yeah, and the fox was like, and God was like, all right, the fox, well played, fox. I'll let the Mapuche people have it.
Yeah.
All right, I was supposed to take care. I was supposed to take care of that, but well played. Well, good form. Good form.
I like that there's no punishment at the end of it. I think that's a nice touch of, yeah, you got me. We're moving on.
Right. I'm not tying you to a mountain for vultures to eat your liver or nothing like that.
Right.
All right. So, obviously we know the Genichin used an egg to make the universe and parts of the egg to make, people and everything.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about the creation of animals.
Okay.
So, in the early days of the Mapuche people, the world was a vast, untouched wilderness. The land was filled with towering mountains, dense forests, and serene rivers. Yet something was missing. Life. The Mapuche yearned for the companionship of animals to share their world. Ngenichin, the supreme god of the Mapuche, looked upon the world and saw the people's longing. With a kind and creative heart, Ngenichin decided to bring life to the land. He called upon the spirits of nature, the guardian deities of the forests and waters, and together they crafted the first animals.
Okay.
The spirits of the forest shaped the animals of the woods. They carved a creature with strong legs, antlers on its head, and a majestic presence. The humu. The humu was a symbol of strength and grace in the wilderness. Beside the flowing rivers, the guardian deities of water breathed life into another animal. It had webbed feet and a sleek body, perfect for gliding through the water, the guina. And the guina became a symbol of agility and adaptability. In the skies, the spirits of air gave life to a majestic bird with vibrant feathers and a haunting cry, the condor. The condor soared high above the mountains, symbolizing freedom and power. There's a few of those left in California.
Right.
The Genichin continued to create animals of all kinds, each with unique traits and purposes. The forests were filled with foxes, deer, pumas. The rivers teemed with fish and amphibians, and the skies echoed with the calls of eagles and owls. With the creation of animals, the Mapuche world came to life. The animals became companions to the people, providing sustenance, materials, and guidance. They were revered in the Mapuche culture, not only for their practical contributions, but also for their symbolism in their stories and rituals. Mapuche people celebrated the diversity of life that the Ngenichin brought to their world. The animals were there as a reminder of their connection to nature and the sacred balance of the universe. They were a testament to the creative power of Ngenichin and the enduring bond between the Mapuche and the natural world.
Nice.
So weird. These folks are in Chile.
Yeah.
There for a long time, have their own story. Stick really hard on the harmony in nature.
Mm-hmm.
As manner, yes, it's your responsibility over it, but it's also your responsibility to live with it.
Yeah.
The way they go on about harmony in nature also reminds me of the Inuit.
Yeah,
and the harmony. It's like you have to understand this, and you understand it not only through experiencing, but the rituals and the stories that are told.
Yeah,
and you'll understand how to survive and live in harmony with the world around you.
Yeah, I really like that. Ngenichin was like, "Hey, spirits of the air, spirits of the water, spirits of the land.
Yes,
you make some animals too."
Yeah,
I think that's really cool.
And they came up with a deer. I don't know, it's a platypus something.
Right.
And then some kind of bird. And the Genichin seemed to help him out after that.
Yeah, and he went, here's the rest.
Yeah, I'll fill it in from here. Okay, tell you how the people got created.
Okay.
Let's start with that. Okay, let's go back to that. Did mention the cosmic egg earlier, but we'll get a little more detail here.
Okay.
In the time before time, Ngenichin, the supreme god of the Mapuche, looked upon the vast empty lands. These lands were untouched, unpopulated, and waiting for something extraordinary to happen. Niginachin, the great creator, decided to bring life to this world. From the boundless energies of the celestial realm, Niginachin shaped a vision in his divine mind, a vision of a people who would be stewards of the earth. He wove their spirits from the wisps of the wind and their bodies from the clay of the earth. Why are we always made from clay? Or dirt?
Always seems to be that way.
And he breathed life into them. They came into existence, the Mapuche people. Niginachin marveled at its creation. The Mapuche people were strong and resilient, just like the mountains that stretch across the land. They were clever and resourceful, like the animals that roam the forest. They possessed a deep connection to the earth, like the rivers that meandered through the valleys. But Niginachin knew that the Mapuche people would need guidance and wisdom to fulfill their destiny. He bestowed upon them the gift of fire, a sacred flame. We know how they got that.
Yeah.
Sacred
That's
flame.
how I would tell that story,
Right.
too, if a fox stole it from me.
Would warm their homes and light their way. He taught them the ways of the land, the secrets of the forest, and the songs of the river.
Nice.
I think this was the first fire. They had fire before, but it was you only got it from Niginachin.
Yeah.
Right.
After that, the fox makes sure they have it all the time.
The people could have it all the time. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay. Sacred flame.
Also, yet again, breathed life into them. That seems to be...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Continue. Guidance, wisdom. Taught them the way of land, secret of the forest, and songs of the river. With his watchful eyes, Niginachin observed the Mapuche people flourish. They embraced their role as caretakers of the earth, respecting its natural rhythms and living in harmony with the environment. They celebrated their deep connection to their land and the celestial realm, acknowledging that their spirits were woven into the very fabric of the universe.
Nice.
Through the generations, the Mapuche people honored their divine origins, passed down their traditions, and carried the wisdom of Niginachin in their hearts. They recognized the importance of balance and the interconnectedness of all things. And so, the Mapuche people thrived as stewards of the earth, a testament to the enduring bond between Niginachin and his creation. Everything gets made by, they got a story for how everything, they got stories how some more stuff will get made here in a second.
Okay.
But that was a pretty standard human creation.
Spirits
story.
from the wind.
Right.
Bodies from clay, breathe life.
Right.
Taught them the songs of the rivers. That's a nice touch.
Yeah, I think got a nice feel to it. Like that. I too must learn the songs of the river.
That feels like a Tolkien thing for the elves, right?
Yeah.
They sing the songs of the river.
Yeah. That harmony with nature.
Yeah. Now, this so far, again, I know we say it every time, but it feels like you could kind of just take it straight. We got monsters. We got a creator god.
Yeah, you've got deities that cover certain things for different types of clerics.
Druids will be with the ecosystem. Rangers can be with the hunter.
Yeah, I haven't gone big on this one into... I've mentioned a couple of them, some of the beasts and animals.
Yeah.
But then again, you're in Chile.
Yeah.
There's some just natural animals you can use there, amp them up a little bit. And, the settings there.
Dire pumas.
Right? That sounds terrifying. So this is how they explain that. This is why there's natural phenomena.
Okay.
Right? In the distant past, when the world was young, the Mapuche people marveled at the wonders of the natural world. They gazed upon the mountains that stood tall and proud, the rivers that flowed gracefully, and the sky that stretched endlessly above them. Yet they yearned to understand the origins of these marvels.
Sure.
Niginachin, the supreme god of the Mapuche, saw their curiosity and decided to reveal the secrets of the world's creation. He gathered the Mapuche people and began to share ancient stories of the natural phenomena and that surrounded them. He told them that the mountains were born from the dreams of ancient giants. These giants, with their massive bodies, once roamed the land. In their slumber, their dreams took the form of the great peaks, and the earth sculpted itself around their visions. The rivers, Niginachin explained, were the tears of celestial beings. They wept for the beauty and the challenges of the earthly realm. Their tears flowed, shaping the landscape, nurturing the land, and bringing life to the valleys. As for the sky, Nagenichen revealed that it was a tapestry woven by the celestial weavers. Each star was a stitch in the fabric of the universe. The constellations were stories written in the night sky, guiding the way for travelers and dreamers. Which, just as a side note, looking at constellations from different places around it is really interesting too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, like a lot of the ones like in the zodiac, those are from Greek, or a lot of people think Greek.
Yeah,
you know, with that, or like Ursa Major, Ursa Minor, those are Hebrew.
Yeah,
You know, so a lot of the constellations in zodiac are actually Hebraic in origin. But yeah, off topic. Hold on. The Genijin shared the stories of thunder and lightning, explaining that they were the result of the celestial beings dancing in the heaven. When they moved with grace and power, the skies would light up with lightning and echo with thunder through the world. The Mapuche people listened with awe, realizing that every aspect of the natural world had its own unique story, intertwined with the celestial and earthly realms. They understood these natural phenomena were not random occurrences, but the result of a divine dance between the elements and the spirits. So with this newfound understanding, the Mapuche people celebrated the wonders of natural world even more deeply, understanding now the sacredness of the mountains, the rivers, and the skies. So they carried these stories in their hearts, passing them down through generations.
So, I'm with you. This is really cool.
Yeah.
This is maybe my favorite way that the natural world has been described. The stars being a stitch in the universe, you know.
Yeah.
The rivers being the tears.
Yeah.
The mountains are the dreams of giants from ancient times.
Yeah.
Was there a war that Nagenichen fought in?
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that we got to figure out that there's big periods that are missing from our brief overview of the Mapuche people, right?
Look, if I'm running that campaign world, that's what happened. There was an ancient war, and what he means by dreams of the giants is the mountains are the bodies of the giants.
Who are now asleep, and their dreams and the earth formed over their dreams.
Earthquakes are their snoring.
That's
awesome.
I don't know, the Genijin. We talked about, you know, we got God in the Bible and the Genijin here, and Dai from the Kikyu.
Yeah.
There's a few of them we've gone through. It's like, no, there's one.
Yeah, he's better than all the rest.
Yeah. And it's almost, and it's different because you could say the same thing for like Odin and Zeus.
Right.
In a way. But like with Odin and Zeus, and you know, if you go north, Greek, Roman, just that, the main god, the king or the leader, whatever, he's just the strongest one out of that group. Right. He's still the same as that group. He's the god in the group. He's just the strongest one out of that. Has more wisdom than that. Yeah. And the Hebrew, the Kikyu, and this one, the Genijin seems, or to me, it seems like that is something completely different. Yeah, he's on a different level from the rest. Right. Yes, all these other gods and spirits and everything. That is not what Nagenichen is. Right. You know, he's set above and beyond all that. He was here before all them were with the ancient giants and the right. It was in the void with the egg. Yeah. Know? Cosmic egg. Well, that's the weird thing about mythology. Some of it almost seems like the same story from a different angle. Yeah. You know? And some of it's like, yeah, I have no idea. This has no... Oh, he threw a spear, and the man became a bird, and now he has a beak. Yeah, okay. Has a beak. Weird. You can see it. See how it's shaped like that? Well, then. Yeah. We're going through. Well, you got anything else for us? A little bit. That's kind of what I've got, kind of covering as a good overview of some of the beliefs and stories from the Mapuche people. Like I said, that's southern Chile. Yeah. We've got at least 8-10 more times we can come back to Chile and have a completely different, you know, mythology. Yeah. To set it up. Now, I try when you get into the history of a lot of this, there's wars, colonization, there's lots of things that happen in history that help, that changes things in there.
Yeah.
And I usually don't focus on that. Rather try to focus on what the beliefs of this peoples was, right? Yeah. But I do have one true story I have to tell you from the Mapuche people, and
Absolutely.
this is in the 1600s. The Spanish made their way there, or in Chile. They are doing what they do, killing people, enslaving people, and establishing the land for their own.
Right.
That's what the Spanish were doing in South America through the 1600s. So they're fighting against the Mapuche people, right? And there's this skirmish, this battle, and they capture some of the Mapuche warriors.
Okay.
Now the Spanish has an idea. They don't want these people fighting back. They want them completely submissive.
Okay.
And this is a Spanish tactic.
Right.
They use many times. So over the common people, if you were captured, if you were just a common citizen of the Mapuche people, they would cut off your nose and one hand.
Of course, yeah.
They cut off one hand and one nose. Or one nose. You've only got one nose. They cut off your nose and one hand. Now, there was a warrior named Galvarino.
Okay.
Okay. The Galvarino was captured, and he was a warrior of the Mapuche people. And so when he got brought up to the guy who was doing all the hand chopping, and he put his hand up, or excuse me, put his right hand up, and they chopped his right hand off. According to legend, he showed no emotion or anything, but then put his left hand up there for it to be cut off. So the guy cut off his left hand. I don't know if Galvarino was in shock or he was just as much, apparently stone cold face the guy.
Man.
Well, he got his hands chopped off. And the Spanish did this, and then it was send them back to the village. It's like, hey, if we go against them, this is what's going to happen to you.
Did they cut his nose off? No. Okay.
No, he would, because he was a warrior.
Okay.
Only the common citizens got their nose cut off.
Okay.
So send him back, let him go, and he goes back to his tribe. And the people are what happened, Galvarino? We're so sorry. There's nothing you can do now. You've lost both hands. Galvarino was pissed.
I'm sure.
He was like, no, what were y'all quitting? We're not quitting. Get your stuff together. We're going to fight the Spanish. So what Galvarino did is he had two blades put on his nubs.
Nice.
And tied in. So he had two blades were now his hands. And he would assassinate conquistadors.
Why is there not an Assassin's Creed about this guy?
So that guy right there, I told you that's a Mapuche war, but that's Galvarino. There should be a movie about this guy.
Yeah.
There's usually one in every myth or legend or whatever.
Yeah.
But
this guy sounds epic.
They did have a battle, like a big battle against the Spanish, where the Mapuche people, it reminds me, reading about it, is a lot like the Gauls fighting the Romans. Okay. Right? Because the Romans would be very disciplined.
Right.
And that a lot of times, that is what won them the battle. Mm-hmm. They did get overrun. Right. At the Battle of Teutoburg Forest, 2 legions of Rome was wiped out. It was a little bit of an ambush. Yeah. But the Gauls just, and that's how the Mapuche fought. Well, Galvarino apparently was running so fast, he outran his army. He did manage to kill the second in command.
Yeah.
So he ran past his army, supposedly, killing his way through the Spanish army with knives for hands.
Yeah.
Killed their second in command before they got him.
Yeah.
Now the Spanish won. Chile became the whole nation of Chile.
Yeah.
They marked out by the Spanish. The Mapuche got kind of like the Hopi. They got put on a reservation, but that was the land they were at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was already their land to begin with.
Yeah, it was already their land to begin with. All you did was put a border around it.
Yeah.
So nice try, but you didn't really pull that off. Right? But Galvarino, he's a real life Wolverine.
Nice.
And, if you pull up, there's two different things. Sometimes they'll just make it look like a flint blade, and it's tied to his arms. I've seen it where they've had like blades were sharpened on both ends, and they're stabbed into the stumps.
Yeah.
And then tied on. And a couple of them I've seen where he has like a blade coming off each side, so there's like two of them sticking off the side.
Very
But
cool.
he didn't have, they're just on nubs.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy's certified. Certified. He needs a movie.
Galvarino. I love him.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And when you go back and you look at the like the tribal art style of the Mapuche, with the face painting, just their symbolism and the colors they use, headdresses and things like that. And then you picture like this beefy 16th century insane Mapuche warrior.
Yeah.
With, blades, no hands, but blades on the just screaming bloody murder, running through conquistadors who have guns, by the way.
Yeah.
Right? They're not great guns, but the initial volley can do a lot of damage to an opposing army.
There's a lot of fan art of Galvarino.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. As far, like I said, there's stuff about him that falls into legend.
Yeah.
But this was an actual warrior, that historically, it's like, yeah, that guy did that.
Nice.
That crazy guy.
Very cool.
Don't do that.
I love him.
Yeah. As far as that for me, that as far as some of the cultural heroes we've talked about, like I said, because we don't really, this is a mythology podcast, not really about cultural heroes. Cultural heroes sometimes come in. And we've talked about the difference between like the heroes, legends, and myths.
Yeah.
There's a difference between that, on what they are. But this got to be one of my favorites. It's just like, yes, I can't think of any. That's like one of the most manly things I've ever heard in my life.
Yep.
Tie the blades to my arms.
Yep. I still have work to do.
Why are you quitting? and it points out in the story of him holding up his arms with no hands to his people, going, "Hey,
yeah, if I'm willing to fight without mine, why aren't you?"
Yeah, you have a hand. Why aren't you doing anything?
Yeah, that's pretty great.
Yeah, Galvarino.
He deserves to be up there with like El Cid and Kukulin.
Yeah. Going through that.
It's great
guy.
It's pretty great.
All right.
So I guess the question next then is, where are we going next?
Yeah. I'm gonna figure out. I don't know. We can go back and do Tongo, which gives a little bit of
Polynesian,
and throw some stuff in there that's from just for Tongo. We go somewhere else. We've kind of trying to think of. We've gone up through Europe. We hit one point in Africa. We've gone down.
Oh, I got it. No worries.
I caught it to Australia. You forgot what the subject was.
That's fair.
I feel you. I understand. There's just so much great.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Have we been around Sri Lanka yet?
No.
So that might be a thought too. I'm fine with Tongan personally. Because it's been a while since we covered Polynesia.
Yeah. Sri Lanka. That might be interesting to do. I think.
Because that's South Asia.
Yeah. Let me look. Hold on, I want to see something. Get my brain. I just wanted a map, okay?
I'm glad it decided to give you specifically their government building. Is that what it's giving you?
So I want to say, I know it's got like provinces or whatever, but I want to say there's a couple of different, like you have like the northern part is kind of mixed with like a lot of Hindi stuff from India,
right?
Through that, and then I think it has like its own stuff as well. That might be an interesting one. That might be an interesting one.
I'd be down for that.
All right. I want to do that. I want to dig into Sri Lanka a little bit.
Okay.
With that.
And if it winds up not being one that would be like a good starter into Hindi, then we could always cover Tonga.
Yeah. Keep that.
And I know some people may say, well, it's like 30 minutes to when you normally stop. Yes. But there's also a flood warning, and I don't think either one of us wants me to sleep
he's
here
got
tonight.
he's got a long, not a long drive, but a drive he's got to take.
I'm also terrified of what's going to happen when this countdown gets to 0.
Yes.
No, I liked this a lot. This was a really fun one. It's always fun when we have, like, after we do an SCP episode for, like, the next mythology episode.
Yeah.
Because it feels like I get to get back into it again, you know?
Why not?
And so I think Mapuche was, like, a perfect one to get back into it in my opinion.
Yeah. And this is one I like because, well, okay, Chile. I know some of the stuff that's going on in Chile. None of the stuff I know about Chile was in this.
Right.
It was like, okay, this is the people that I wouldn't have. You say, hey, do you know who the Mapuche is? And I'd have been, my dumb ass would have been, no, I don't. Are you saying something rude in Spanish?
Right.
Mapuche. You know, but no, it's a whole belief system, a whole peoples.
Yeah, they're really cool.
That.
I like them.
Okay. But yeah, that's it. I'm done for today. Sorry.
No,
Get that out of the way.
You're not used to it being there.
No, I'm not.
I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. But we will be back tomorrow, an hour later than normal.
You're going on late tomorrow?
It'll be 8 to 10 instead of 7 to 9 CT. But we'll be covering a horror game.
Faith, right?
Faith, the Unholy Trinity.
Yeah.
For Halloween, for spooky
Halloween. This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
And then Monday we'll be back with them on Mondays.
Yes.
We're in Lotro.
Yes.
Tuesday we'll be back with a regular podcast.
Yep.
We'll vote on something at the end of that Rungern will play Wednesday.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be good.
Thursday we'll be back with either Sri Lanka or Tonga.
Yeah, probably Sri Lanka.
And next Friday we'll probably do another long stream for Road to Goatee for Liza P. So trying to get that finished before the end of the year.
Okay. You haven't finished that yet?
Not yet. I think I'm about halfway done.
Okay.
The long streams are helping a lot.
Probably so, yeah. I don't think I've got. I don't know. I had that. I don't know where I'm at in like. I don't think there's much more. I think there's one more area.
Right.
After the area I'm in right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to. If I can beat it in 2 hours. Right. If we do it again, but I did go a little bit long last time. But
definitely seems like it might be one worth keeping on the list.
Yeah. We'll wrap that up. I just like the protagonist in that is just really cool to me.
Yeah.
It's like because she's not strong. You know, she's not a good shot.
Right.
She's not athletic. You know. I'm not saying she's not in shape. I'm sure she's in good shape. She's part of a thing, but it's you know, she's got tools that she helped design to fix all this stuff. It's just an interesting way to set it up. It's like a normal person that's just really, really smart.
Yeah.
Would be a lot smarter than me that I'm getting to play.
Don't have a lot of them in video games as the main character.
Yeah. Usually your main character's got, you know, unless it's like what? Like maybe a Silent Hill or something, but even then they've got some kind of supernatural connection, right?
Yeah.
Usually you got some kind of powers or something.
Or something terrible they've done.
Right.
But
so.
Thanks everybody for watching. We really appreciate it. This first week on Twitch has gone really well on Twitch side so far. So we really appreciate that. And yeah, you know, we're gonna keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
Ready for the outro?
Yeah.
Until next time, I've been Trey.
I've been wrangling.
And this has been the Full Spectrum TTRPG podcast. Remember, always near the full spectrum that the Mapuche have to offer.
That'd be fun. They got to work for it.